What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Basic Series Paige. Now this is Paige's latest figure, and this is probably going to be the last figure of Paige we ever get. I'm not going to go into details why. You can see she does come in the standard WWE Basic packaging. Her name right here on the side, and instead of having Divas right here, it actually just says Raw. I don't think we'll get another WWE female figure that says Diva, because they've pretty much done away with that phrase. On the back, recreate the action of the WWE. Other figures of this wave include Daniel Bryan, Alberto Del Rio, Dean Ambrose, Tyler Breeze, Roman Reigns, Big Show, and Paige. One thing to point out, though, is that even though it does separate them by brand, half of them are wrong. I believe Big Show is supposed to be on Raw, and Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan is supposed to be on SmackDown, so yeah, this was made before the brand split was a thing. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get her open up, and then we'll go on to the rest of the review, so sit tight, everyone. And here we have Paige posing out of the packaging. Before we get onto the figure, let's actually do a quick 360 of her. Being a basic figure, if you've come to collect WWE figures, you know that basic figures normally don't come with accessories. There are some exceptions. However, Paige is not one of those exceptions. But even without an accessory, she is a really nice figure. There's some things I like about this release, and there's some things I just don't quite like about it. Between the 3 releases she has had, this is actually one of the stronger figures, and I'll get more into that in a little bit when I do a quick comparison of them. But it is Paige. She's here. Let's actually get a good look at that face. One problem, besides being out of focus, one problem that I seem to have with Paige is that I feel like the face just doesn't look much like Paige. And why doesn't the camera focus on Paige? It's focusing on my background. Come on, get into focus. There we go. It does look like Paige from like this angle, but I feel like the jawline has always been off on Paige. There's just something about her jawline that I'm not happy with, and you can hear the dogs going in the background. I'm so sorry I'm doing this like during the day, not at night like I normally do. But overall, it's a good likeness. I do feel like they have been skimping on her paint, especially in her face, for the since her first release onto this one, because it seems like the paint on her face has been getting less and less. And like I said, you can hear the dogs in the background, and I'm so sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. But we do have her hair painted here. It is dyed blue, and especially in the edges. What I really like about Paige is that they actually sculpted the hair so that it flows in the front, so that you don't have to worry about her head articulation. Although this hair seems a little more stiff than the previous releases. You can see she is wearing the "This Is My House" t-shirt. And like, I'm probably a broken record on this, but I do not like this top. You can see it still has the bikini sculpt lines in it. However, because it is all black and it's a shirt, not a top, you really don't lose the effect of it. But if you look close at it, yeah, it does have that effect that it's that bikini top, which I really do not like. Again, Mattel needs to invest in a new top for the female figures, because it's getting ridiculous at this point. Paige does have her own shorts, which we've seen on all her other figures. She does have her stockings actually printed on. These are actually decals. You can see on some of the areas they do overlap. There's some areas that it just doesn't quite match correctly. When looking for Paiges, I actually found some where like the gap was at least like 3 times this size, so I just went with this one. I can live with the overlapping and this really thin line of missing stocking, but I can't deal with like that being so far out. Knee pads, of course, standard with Paige. She does have those same boots and the socks. However, hers aren't painted. Really quick, let's bring in another Paige figure, and you can see her boots actually had a had brown paint at the bottom, and this one doesn't, so I'm wondering why Mattel opted out of not including, you know, that paint detail. Even on her fingers, she doesn't have the nail polish anymore. And the dogs are just going crazy, and I do apologize for that. Okay, but anyway, let's actually move on to the other two pages so you can see what I'm talking about. And so here we have Paige posed next to the other releases in the line. You can see just what I'm talking about with the face, with the paint on her makeup. This one is like really nice, and they start skipping out on it, and then we have this one. So yeah, it's a little up in the air. I think the first head sculpt is probably the best, and the hair is actually different. No, it's just warped. It's not different. It's just my imagination. But yeah, she did have, the Elite Paige did have her own top, and then they did go back to, actually, she didn't just have her own top, she had her own torso. Yeah, so I don't know why they didn't just reuse this torso on this page, like, or on this page. I don't know. Moving those two pages off to the side, so we can go on to her articulation. She does have that ball joint in the head, although this one seems really stiff on mine. Like, the other two, I don't recall them being this stiff, and I'm just too lazy to check right now. But she does have a ball jointed head. Arms on the ball joint go out, do a full 360. She spins at the bicep, single jointed at the elbow, spins at the wrist. She does have an ab crunch, which doesn't really work all too well. You can see waist swivel, which they need to really rework the female torso. Legs go forward, back, and out. She spins at the thigh. She is single jointed at the knee. She spins at her boot and has an ankle hinge. So all the articulation you'd expect from a diva figure. Divas tend to have more articulation than basic male figures. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get a pose for my final thoughts, then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Paige pose for my final thoughts. Overall, I really think this is a really nice figure. Still has some flaws that I wish that Mattel would fix with female figures. That waist joint I absolutely hate, as well as this top with a bikini sculpt in it and they just paint over it. Really wish Mattel would actually invest into more female torsos instead of doing these, like, what are they, spin-off lines, the zombies and the mutants. But that's neither here nor there. I actually found this page at Toys R Us, and Toys R Us, I think, had a sale on these for, what was it, $8.99 when I went. That's a really good price. They had the entire wave, but I was really only interested in Paige. If you can actually find this figure, I really do recommend you pick her up, especially if you're a Paige fan like I am. Chances are we are not going to get another Paige figure at any point in the foreseeable future, so really pick up any Paige figures you can, because like I said, I really don't foresee us getting any more Paige figures in the foreseeable future. With that being said, I'm KingofDragons 5000 saying don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews. All my other WWE figures are up, so why don't you check those out. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later before the dogs start barking again. So take care, everyone. My dream.